everyone, it's SMLV Tarot, and I'm gonna be doing a well, this reading's gonna be over the next phase in your life, because I feel like there's a lot of like transitioning happening for a lot of people. There's a lot of shedding away of old things. I feel like, personally, I feel the same way, and hopefully this pick a card will help you find what the next phase is in your life is, and what to expect going forward. So what I'm gonna do is this one is gonna be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So go ahead and sit and look at the piles and just feel out whatever resonates with you. I personally like to kind of like put my hands out and imagine the cards and then pick one based on whatever feels the strongest. It's really hard to describe, but you gotta feel it out and feel the deck that resonates with you the most. All right. And with that said, I'm going to be starting on pile 1 first. All right, so pile 1. I was meditating on your cards, and I feel like you guys are in the middle of a transition, and you are transitioning into your new phase of your life, like the very beginning of it. I guess you could almost say like the cusp of your new life or new phase. But you're still mournful of what has happened in the past. You are not who you used to be in the past. Like, I feel like spiritually, even if you tried to go back to who you were before, because I feel like you guys went through a huge, painful period in your life, and you can't really go back to who you were before it. I think you have been redirected to go towards something else, or to think a different way, or look at something differently, and you can't even go back to who you were before the transformation, and you're almost mourning your old self and the people that were around you during that time. Because what happens whenever you transform and you go through something that's really life-changing, the people around you that were there before your transformation, they might not, click with you the way that they did. And you're letting go of past people because those people were there during a period of your life, and you are no longer that person anymore. And so you can't connect with your old friends or old lovers or situations that you're trying to do, like old situations that you're trying to put yourself in. They just don't bring you the joy. You're bored of past situations, but at the same time, you're looking at the past situations, or like a past like who you were in the past, and you're wishing that you could have get the same excitement or the same joy that you had back then. But it's like you're not the same person, and you can't be the same person. You can't have the same joy because you moved on, and you've kind of grown out of those old trials and tribulations. Like, they're not exciting to you anymore, but you're wishing for that same excitement, for that same I heard love too. Some of you were mourning a past lover as well. It's not just friends, but a lot of you have grown up out of habits, and you're wishing that you could go back and get that same excitement that you had back then. But you're grown now. Those things are not for you anymore, and you're just kind of mourning it because you wish that you could feel the same way about it, but you don't. You're not that person. You're mourning your old self. And like this new beginning for you, it's happening already. Like there's already it's just you mourning. Like the universe is gonna move with or without you, and you kind of are just sitting there like looking back. You're looking back too much, and a lot of you are not listening to your intuition about this new start. A lot of you are going to be traveling elsewhere. Like a lot of you, not just you're looking back at past situations, you're looking back at the old house that you used to live in, or the town that you used to live in, and you're physically and mentally and spiritually moving away from past situations, from past mentalities. And it's sad because you're not who you used to be, and maybe you're not used to this change, and you're not ready to kind of come on to this new thing, but it's happening regardless of whether you want to or not. And I have this 10 of spades here, and it's represented by a rooster, and it's in reverse, and it's a wake-up call that you're not waking up to. You're not answering the phone. You're not answering your spiritual phone call, your spiritual call to action, because you're so wrapped up in looking at the past and where you were. You don't want to be in those situations. Like, those situations weren't good for you, and you know that they weren't good for you, but for whatever reason, you still want those feelings. But you kind of need to move on, physically and mentally. Like, go somewhere else. Because this place, the place that you were in, was not beneficial for you. It's not who you are anymore. And you need to let that go. You need to answer the call to action, the wake-up call from the universe, and go there. A lot of you have been putting in a lot of work on yourself spiritually. And a lot of you, you're only looking back on past situations because you don't see what's up ahead of you. You don't see, the fruits of your labor yet, which is also the 7 of Pentacles. You don't see it. You've been working really hard. This, Jack of Diamonds also symbolizes working really hard. Like, you have been going to college, or you've been working really hard at your job, or you really, I feel like this is like a lot of self-help work. This is a lot of uncovering your traumas and healing, and you're alone now, and you don't see any of those benefits. Like, that's what's happening, is you've been doing a lot of inner work and you haven't been seeing it outer, and it's difficult because you're just like, in the past you might have had a lot of outer rewards, like physical rewards, like a relationship or friends, and even though you weren't happy on the inside, and you saw a lot of physical rewards, and that's what you're looking at. You're looking at the physical, you're looking at physical rewards, and you're not looking, you can't really see all the work that you put in, because there's no physical reward for doing inner work or spiritual work. You don't see money, like a lot of success, or like physical success, or you wanted a new relationship because you were told if you worked on your, and like I'm hearing some of you were told, a lot of you were told to go work on yourself so you could attract a better relationship, or better friends, or better opportunities, because if you aligned yourself, that was going to happen. And you've been working really hard at that, and you still haven't been seeing the fruits of your labor. At least not physically. Because right now, you're not spiritually the same. You're better off now, spiritually, than you were in the past. But the thing is, you're not seeing those physical manifestations. And it's really irking you, but you need to not look back on the past, because it's just going to hold you back even further from your physical manifestations. And I have this Ten of Wands here represented by this moth, and it's in reverse. And it's once it's a moth or butterfly, they come out of the cocoon and they come out and they've completely done transforming. You're done transforming. You're done doing the inner work. You've done a lot of that. All you need to do is start receiving physical abundance, which a lot of you are not doing because you guys are stuck on the past, and you're stuck like, why don't I have this now? Why don't I have that relationship that I was working so hard for? Why don't I have the friends that I always wanted to have? Why don't I have the job opportunity that I always wanted to have? And you need to stop focusing so much on what you don't have and what you had in the past, and look and see that the path that you're on is better. And it might not be that you have everything right now, but that comes with time. All the pain and suffering that you've gone through is over. It's over. You're done doing all that, and now you're physically and spiritually going to better places, meeting better people. It's just going to take some time. Do not look back at the past, because it will hold you back. You've already made the decision to transform yourself, so don't go back. You can't go back anyways, but the universe is going to move forward without you. Do not go against the flow. Don't stop yourself, because you're preventing physical manifestations too, because this path is so much better and healthier for you than where you were in the past. And you've matured now. I feel like a lot of you, there's this King of Pentacles in reverse, and you've definitely matured when it comes to, because the Pentacles talks about worldly things, not just money, but money too. You know, you don't spend your money the same way that you did, and you don't hang around the same people that you did. It's physical things. You're mature, and like it being in reverse, you've matured now when it comes to like material and physical things, but as far as like emotional, you're still looking back on the past. That's what it is. It's like you're still looking back on the past, and even though you've matured now, it seems, and you feel like you have your stuff together, you feel emotionally empty because you don't have the things that you wanted to have going on this path, but you're still on the direction. You just gotta stop fighting, and it's hard. You just gotta let yourself go with the flow. Your life is changing, and you just gotta breathe and just exist and let the universe help you out, because they put you through a lot of stuff so that you can be on this path that's better for you, so you can be better aligned and get those physical manifestations that you wanted from before. Because you've matured. You're the King of Pentacles now. You have control over your life, it seems. Like you have control over, it seems like a lot of you have let go of, like, you know, like I said before, physical stuff. Like you are not letting material stuff and physical value and superficial relationships like decide and make you have like decisions, or to influence your life decisions. You're not doing that stuff based on that, but a lot of it you're still looking back on the past and what you have. And you want that physical abundance because you've been working so hard on inner, but you need to stop looking at the past. Because this new place that you're going to, this new place is going to give you that abundance. You can't be stalling yourself by looking at the past, because you're delaying your own physical abundance. And a lot of you know that you are doing that, but you just can't help but feel sad, because a lot of you feel lonely too. I feel like you've let go of a lot of stuff, and it's going to be hard going through this, but you're going to be at a better place at the end of this. You're not going to go through any more heartbreak or hard situations. You don't really have to work because you've done a lot of that already. Well, that's all I'm getting for pile 1. If you would like a more specific, more personalized reading, I'm going to be leaving my email in the description box. Just hit me up for more information regarding personal readings, because I know a lot of people want different things. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do post weekly pick a card videos, and I do take suggestions as well, because I am a fairly new channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you guys so much, and move on to pile. Hello, pile number 2. And alright, I was sitting here meditating on the cards that I picked, and you guys do not want to make a decision regarding your family life. A lot of you have kids, a lot of you are married, and this is for those people. If you're not having kids and you're not married, you're in a relationship that you done ran through so many times. And the only reason that you're still there is because it's comforting to you. You're comfortable there. And it may be that this situation is not the best for you and your family, but this brings a lot of physical abundance. You have the relationship. You have the comfort of being in a relationship and having a family that is together. Like, you're married to your child's father, and it's that comfort of having him there versus being split up. You have that comfort, and you are refusing to take any action, because this 10 of diamonds right here, it shows one family at the top, and then like a darker sided family on the bottom. Like, it's the same thing, and it's making a choice regarding your family life. This is someone like, this has been going on for a little bit of a while now, and I feel like the only reason you don't stop it is because it physically gives you abundance, not emotionally. Emotionally, it does not give you abundance, and you have chosen to ignore that in this relationship. You have chosen to idly sit by and ignore the signs of this relationship, because it gives you physical comfort. It gives you the superficiality of being in a relationship or having your family life together, but it brings you no peace emotionally. I see this Page of Swords here, and there's petty arguments. There's petty arguments for argument's sake. You guys don't trust each other, but you're together because it brings you the superficial comfort that you need. You know, the stars here, and I'm feeling like you guys are hopeful in this situation that it comes through, but with the High Priestess in reverse, you know something's going on in regards to the relationship that is kind of dark-sided. Cheating. Also, the High Priestess represents a mistress. So there is a hidden mistress or mister in this relationship that has been keeping quiet and maybe watching from afar as you have your perfect family dynamic at the forefront. But what's happening in the background is messy. There's petty arguments between you and your spouse. I'm getting married couple. I'm getting baby mama, baby daddy stuff. But this can apply for somebody in a relationship too. Just in a relationship with no kids. But it's really talking about family. And there's a lot of people who are in this situation. And you don't want to do it because it's way easier. You don't want to divorce this partner because it's way easier to just stay with them. And here is the Fool in reverse. And the Fool is great for starting like new decisions and, you know, taking a chance, taking a risk. But that's also what it's for. You're taking this is not something that's thought out. The Fool doesn't make thought out decisions. This is, oh, I'm just gonna go with it. Like, I'm just gonna do it for the sake of doing it. And you're refusing to acknowledge the things. And also with this Ace of Pentacles here, it's like what I said before, the physical abundance, like this, it doesn't really bring you a lot of physical abundance, if I'm being honest with you. It only brings what I feel like a relationship, it only brings what it's supposed to bring and nothing more. It doesn't go above and beyond. It just brings you the little bit that it needs. Your spouse, your partner might be breadcrumbing you, actually. I feel like they give you what you need to be satisfied, to calm you down from petty arguments, but anything further than that, they don't do it. They kiss you if you ask, but they really aren't into it. It's like two people together, just two people together, no emotional fulfillment. Very much physical, superficial stuff. And you're there because it's comfy to you. It's comfortable. You don't want to do it because it's not really super painful for you. But this relationship is not good, and you know that it's not good. Pile number 2, you know that it's not good, and you've been ignoring it for really a good, I feel like with this 6 of Cups, it's something that's reoccurring. It's like past stuff, but a lot of times when the 6 of Cups comes up, it is reoccurring stuff. And you don't really care because, I mean, I feel like you don't really care in regards to like how this relationship turns out, or if it is dark-sided or whatever. Like, you don't, you have hope that it'll just work out and that you guys can just be together, even if it's superficially. Like, I feel like you think you guys are going to be together forever. And there's some people that end up in relationships like this and that are together like for a really long time, but in regards, you know that something is up. It's just a matter of time before stuff hits the fan, because I feel like it's under the surface, like a bubbling pot, a bubbling kettle or something on the stove, and it's just waiting to boil over, like it's under the surface, like it's just ready to pop. But until then, until the pop, this is where you are. And here's the thing about this, is that I feel like you won't feel the need to change your family dynamic until something really pops up in your face, like something really disgusting. I'm thinking something that really hurts you, so like a last straw type of thing, like something that is unforgivable, super painful, because these type of situations, you don't change until there's something that kind of makes you change, and you've been ignoring it, and it's gonna bubble over anytime. It just feels like that. It just feels like a bubbling over could happen at any time. And when that happens, you're going to be forced to see yourself. I almost feel like this is a karmic relationship you're dealing with, but it's comfortable. Even though it's a bad relationship, it is comfortable physically. You have the comfort of the relationship, of the family dynamic, of the physical abundance, maybe money too. But the next phase in your life will start when this bubbles over. And it's already bubbling at the moment. It's just ready to pop. And you've been ignoring it for a really long time. And you're going to continue to ignore it. And like, I don't mean to be sounding really harsh. It's just, when you're comfortable like that, you have to have something kind of push you out of it. And that includes like really big heartbreak or a really big scandal, something that makes your stomach turn in order for you to get out of this. It's really hard to leave relationships like this. It's really difficult. Some of you might actually feel like you're being held hostage in this relationship because this relationship isn't good, but you feel like you can't do anything in regards. And that's why you feel like you feel helpless. And that's why you feel like you can't do anything. And that until it bubbles over completely, you won't do anything because you feel like you can't help it, but you can. And it's like the Eight of Swords. This person is bound by themselves and they can free themselves. And you can free yourself. I would say don't wait until this bubbles over. Because when it bubbles over, it's going to be bad. I feel like you know that it's going to be bad. But you feel like you can't do anything. And you're hoping that you can just get by. That this can just pass. But the thing is, with this Fool in reverse here, you're making a bad decision. You're making a risky decision. You're walking on thin ice. You're walking on thin ice here with this relationship. And I say your new phase is when you get out of this relationship, this family dynamic. But I feel like there's definitely children involved for a lot of you. Some of you it's just a relationship. And you feel like you can't do anything. You feel like you're too weak, but you are strong enough to get out of this, but you just don't want to. Or you can't. Or you feel like you can't. And I would just say don't wait until shit hits the fan. Don't wait until then. Because it'll be bad. Do not wait until then. Do not wait until stuff gets so bad that you have to do it. Feel like you know that stuff will get there, but you're just hoping that it will pass, or that it won't get there, but it will. Some of you might have actually had dreams about it. Dreams about shit hitting the fan. And you've been collectively ignoring it. Collectively ignoring your spiritual side too. Because you're just hoping to get through this. But don't wait until shit hits the fan. Don't wait until you can't do it anymore. Don't wait until it's last minute. It's not something you should procrastinate about. And when you do that, your new phase of your life will be much happier than the one that you're in right now. Do not wait until shit hits the fan. Because you can. I believe in you, Pile 2. I believe that you can get out of this shithole relationship. Don't wait. Do not wait. Okay. Well, that's all I have to say about Pile 2. But if you want a more specific, personalized reading, you can always hit me up at my email. It's going to be in the description box. And different people want different things, so just hit me up with whatever you might be interested in, and I can give you pricing on and a suggestion on what would be beneficial for you for your personalized readings. Okay. I hope all is well with you. I know that was a heavy reading. Don't hate me. Don't hate the messenger. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want more pick a cards like this, I do try to post weekly, and I have been posting weekly. I'm a fairly new channel, so I do take up suggestions. And tell me if it resonates with you down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching again. I'm going to be moving on to pile 3. Hello, pile 3. I sat here and I meditated on your cards, and it seems like you jumped to the conclusion that you no longer want to be with somebody. Now, this could be friends, but lovers is coming through, but especially with this this is a 2 of Pentacles, but there is 2 little skeletons facing off right here. And I think somebody was giving you the runaround. And what I'm seeing is that you made the quick decision to leave this person or to stop talking to this person, and you're kind of you're ignoring them. You think that you're just gonna like continue on without this person. What I'm seeing is you made this decision fairly quickly, almost without their like they didn't really have much of a say in it. You just kind of did it without talking to them or about it. And you're kind of like, you think you made the right decision in making it, but I think you're being really stubborn about confronting this person, or you think that they're just not like, I feel like you think it's like all over now, but it seems like you are distracted, or if you think that it's all over now, it's like not really. I feel like you're distracted by the pain that you don't really see somebody else. There's like the skeleton here. Or maybe, hold on. You kind of felt like somebody stabbed you in the back. You felt like this person was going to stab you in the back, or that they would continuously stab you in the back, and that if you didn't do something, that you were going to get stabbed in the back. But I feel like you're so focused. I feel like you're so focused on the pain that this relationship might have caused you that you can't see clearly, or that you kind of jump to a conclusion and you can't really, and you're kind of being really stubborn about it. Like, you're like, no, they're gonna like stab me in the back, they're gonna do this to me, and they haven't really done it yet. I'm not saying that they won't, but you kind of jump to a conclusion about this person without even really addressing them. And you're just like, nope, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk to them. I'm going to move forward. And that's what they're going to do. I feel like you're so distracted by this pain that you don't really see. Like, okay, if you left this person without addressing your concerns, for whatever reason, I feel like you're going to be so distracted by this pain that you let somebody else come in. there's somebody else that might come in because you're so distracted by the pain that this person may have caused you, because you did jump to a conclusion, that someone else might come in and be like, yes, you know, I'm here to comfort you. I feel like someone might have convinced you that this person that you cut off recently was a horrible person, and that they were doing you no good, and that they were gonna F you over, and you can't really see that that other person is no good for you either, because they convince you that this other person was shit, but really they are the person that's going to be stabbing you in the back. See, there's this skeleton here looking at this knife and being really sorrowful, and then there's this other skeleton stabbing them in the back while they're being distracted. So for me, it looks like someone trying to coerce you into cutting this person off, or you might have thought that cutting them off would be okay, and you're thinking that, oh, this other person, you know, is going to treat me better, but they're not. They're going to try to comfort you. Some of them might give you money, or like, you know, take you out and stuff, and they might try to convince you that they're better than this person that you cut off, but they're not. They're not. And you're being really stubborn about the person that you cut off. I feel like you made a really rash decision in regards to cutting this person off. And you're so distracted by the metaphorical pain that they might have caused you, this pain that might have not even occurred, because I feel like you guys jump to conclusions because you're afraid of getting hurt again. But someone else convinced you that to cut this person off, to cut someone off, and that the person that convinced you is not good for you. They're trying to coerce you into something. They aren't good for you either. And I'm not saying you have to go back to this person that you cut off, but you made a really rash decision in regards to that person, and now this other person is trying to swoop you in while you're vulnerable, while you're hurting, and while you can't see. And they try to convince you otherwise about this person. This person that you cut off, I feel like you definitely might have overreacted. And you're hurt, and this other person is convincing you and trying to get you to go into a relationship with them or be friends with them, and they aren't good. They probably were jealous of the relationship that you had with this other person, and you were so afraid of being hurt that you went with it, and now you're kind of guarding. You're so like defensive, like towards the person that you cut off. You're kind of guarding your heart from them, but you're not guarding your heart from this person that's convincing you. They're trying to swoop you in while you can't see what's happening. And you're being really stubborn about it, and you don't want to talk to this person. You don't want to talk things out. You're just so upset about, you know, what you thought this person was, that you can't even see that this other person is trying to manipulate you. I wouldn't hop into anything, you know, straight off the bat here, guys. Whoever is trying to say, oh yes, like whisper and sweep, nothing's interior, taking you out, trying, especially if the person coming and swooping you in is moving way too fast. They are moving way too fast. They're trying to get you to move in with them. They're trying to do all this. They're trying to get into a relationship with you, and you are not comfortable, and you feel like, hey, you know, wait a minute. They just might do it because you are not seeing everything. But do not get into a relationship that is just swoop fast. We're doing everything together, and you just met this person, or you don't even really know this person that well. Do not be swept in by somebody. Because somebody convinced you that this other person wasn't any good for you when really they were not good for you. And you feel like, oh, things are going to be better now that I don't have so-and-so in my life. But you made a very rash decision. And you might have not been seeing through it because you were hurt. You didn't see it. You weren't seeing the situation clearly because you're hurt. And now someone else is coming to see you at your lowest point and try to swoop you in under their arm or their wing, so to speak. Be careful out there, pile number 3. If you get into a relationship with this person that is trying to convince you otherwise, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Do not engage with this person. Do not try to jump in from one. You're so heartbroken, you can't even think straight. Do not be strong. You don't have to like go back to this person that hurt you, but you have to think. You have to give yourself time to think and be by yourself, because if you swoop into another relationship, you're gonna regret it. Because this person's trying to, you're at a low point. When you're at a low point, you attract people that will see that you're at a low point, and they see that you're mourning and that you're weak, because they want to take advantage of your heart, of your weakness, your low point. This happens all the time. When people are heartbroken, somebody else wants to sweep in and give you, like, say that they'll fix everything, that they'll make you feel better. Do not go for those people. They know that you're feeling low. Do not go towards them. They want you to feel low because they want to be able to control you and manipulate you and say that they're going to make everything better. Do not do that. Do not be swept under somebody's spell. Be strong. You don't have to go back to the person that you think that you made like a really rash decision about. Because if you think they hurt you, then, you know, that's how you feel. You don't have to go back toward them. But do not hop into this relationship. You're going to regret it. Because you can't see right now. And when you see in the future, you're going to be like, I really wish I didn't make that decision, because now I'm wrapped up in this person's manipulative cycle, and it's really hard to break out of that stuff. Do not hop into anything like that. And that's all I'm saying for pile number 3. I really hope that you guys do not make this decision, because this person is really manipulative. This person that convinced you to cut this other person off, they're really manipulative, and they see you at a low point. Do not fall for their games. You have to take a breath and see what's happening around you. Like, really take it what's in. Consider all the factors. Think about it. And thank you guys for watching. I do pick-a cards every week. If you want a more personalized reading, my email is in the description box. Just email me for any type of reading that you want, because I know there's a lot of people that want different things, and we can help sort out pricing and all that stuff whenever you email me. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also take suggestions, so please let me know if you resonated with this in the comment section below. Alright, thank you, and I'm going to be moving on to pile 4. Hello, pile 4. Alright, so I was meditating on these cards, getting the message, and I feel like you recently had some plans fall through in regards to your wishes, in regards to like someone. like relationship, family dynamic type thing. I feel like you kind of planned out your life with somebody, and it's ended up not going the way that you thought that it would. And now I feel like you right now are lying in your bed and you're like, what the hell am I gonna do now? And like, you had a falling out with someone, definitely, and because of that fallout, you kind of planned around this person to be in your life, and they're not in your life anymore, and that's not happening anymore. And if it's not about a person, it could be about like a career choice or some like vision that you had regarding your life, and that didn't work out, and now you're just sitting on your bed like, what the hell am I gonna do now? And you're kind of overthinking things as well with this devil in reverse. You're kind of like stuck in your head about like, and you know that this is something that you've gone through before. It's like you kind of like beat yourself up about this, or maybe you've previously you've made like really, like you kind of planned your life around a person, or you planned your life around something that didn't happen yet, and you knew that it was not going to work out, or like you have like a habit of doing that, like planning things out and not thinking things through, and then it happened and then it blew up in your face and you're like, oh shit. And you knew it was going to happen, but you know, you couldn't, it's like a bad habit of yours I'm picking up. And you're like, well shit, what am I going to do now? And you're in this new beginning, but it feels like you feel like so lost because you planned your life around this happening. You expected that this was going to happen, and it didn't. It blew up in your face, and you knew. And like, this might be a bad habit for y'all. I'm picking up is that you kind of like plan your things around certain things happening around your life, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're like, shit, back to square one again. I did it again. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And I feel like you're trying to you're falling back on, like, this is like a bad habit for you. This is definitely something that you've done a lot, or if not a lot, you do it. It's a bad habit for you that you've done before. And you're just trying to, I feel like there's something that you have your life planned around. Like, either you think that you're gonna, it's like when people say that they're gonna get married by a certain time, or they're gonna have their career together by a certain time, and you're trying to have that, but it's just not working out for you in the way that you thought it was. You're going like a completely different direction, and you're trying to control the universe in a way. If you say, by this time I'm gonna have this, this, and this, and then the universe says no, and then you still try to attempt it, you're trying to control things that are not in your power. And the problem is that you need to accept that your preconceived notions of how your life is going to be, you know, you have to let those go. You have to let those presumptions that you had about your life go. Like, you can't be expecting everything to go the way that you want it. The universe doesn't work like that. And the universe has different plans for you, but you're just like, I don't know what to do. And also, you guys are feeling really, really just lost, like completely lost. You don't know how to go into this next phase of your life because you had everything planned. You wanted to get stuff done by a certain time, and it didn't happen. And it's frustrating to you because it's like what? I don't know what I want anymore, because you wanted this, and you're like, and now you're like, have to decide on something else, and you're like, I don't even know what I want anymore. I wanted this, and now that I don't have it, I don't want anything else. And that's basically where you guys are. So you're at this new start, but it's like, I don't really want this. But the universe is telling you that they have different plans for you, and you're getting really caught up in the things that didn't work out, and you're not seeing the new path. You're getting caught up in like past situations that didn't work out the way that you planned them. And it might be, it's like career oriented and family oriented. It's like both. It's like things, you had plans for your life. You were like, oh, I'm gonna move out by this time, or I'm gonna get this job by this time, or I'm gonna have this money in my bank account by this time. It's like things regarding your life that haven't worked out, and you were beating yourself up about it. You're like, I wanted this to happen, and it didn't happen, and it's not happening anytime soon. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm laying down, and you're trying, like, I see you guys laying down in your bed trying to think about it, and just nothing comes up in your brain because you wanted this thing so bad, and it didn't happen, and you don't know what's to come next. You generally, like, you didn't have a plan B. You had plan A, and that was it. Like, you didn't want anything else to happen. But I'm feeling like those conventional ways that you were trying to have your life put together, I feel like you did it because almost as if like you have societal expectations put on you, regardless of whether it comes from your family or you just pick up stuff from like social media, and you see everybody else has their life together by this time, and you see other things that you want to incorporate into your life, and you want to have that. I feel like a lot of it comes from other people, and not necessarily before you planned out your life like this. You might have wanted something different, but you just saw, and you might have been okay with your life not planning out that way, but you saw other people living their life a certain way, and you felt shameful about your life. You felt shameful about the things that you wanted, and then so you started making plans to live your life a certain way because other people were living their life a certain way, or your family wanted you to live a certain way. And now that hasn't worked out, well, you're like, well, shit, what am I gonna do now? I feel like you wanted, because with this 10 of Cups, it just reminds me of like a traditional family dynamic and like traditions, because there is a family there. And with it being a reverse, it's like, I feel like you were going on a very non-conventional path from what you thought you were going to be. Like, you're living your life very differently than the traditional way that people live their life, and you just feel kind of shameful about it. Shameful that you haven't moved out, or shameful that you don't have this by this time, or you haven't reached different milestones, and you're not doing everything the way that people are expecting you to do them, and you feel shameful about it. And that's why you feel like you can't move forward, because it's like, oh, well, like, you feel like you can't, you wanted the conventional lifestyle, or you planned to be around this conventional lifestyle, you had planned to have conventional things, but your life is not turning out that way, and you don't really know what to do, because that's what was expected of you, and now you don't know what to do. But just because your life doesn't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out doesn't mean that you're a failure. I feel like a lot of you feel like you're failures, and that's why you're like, shit, I don't know what to do, because you feel like you have failed and that there's no other pathway for you. Don't compare yourself to where other people are at in this lifetime. Like, even if you're at the same place that you were last year, I feel like a lot of you were doing like a lot of mental work. Don't compare yourself to other people. Get yourself together the way that you need to get yourself together. Do not compare yourself to 22-year-old entrepreneurs, or people that are moving out and getting their life together. You're doing things at your own pace and the way that the universe has set you up. And you feel like everything's stagnant and not moving fast enough for you. But it's moving at the pace that it's supposed to happen. You got to trust in the universe and trust in spirit. And it's kind of hard to say just trust in the universe, because you feel like crap. You just don't want to be in this place anymore. But you got to let go of your preconceived notions about how your life is supposed to go. Don't be so hard on yourself about not accomplishing milestones. You have to slow down and look at where you are. Because sometimes if you were in the place that you wanted to be, you find out that it's not what you actually wanted to be in the first place. You're doing things that are best for you, and the universe is planning out things that are best for you. Don't compare yourself to other people's journeys. You're moving just fine. You are where you're supposed to be. Don't get anxious because you feel like you have. I feel like this group feels like, oh my God, I have to. That's basically what I'm feeling from pile number 4. Like, I have to get this done. I have to do this. I have to do, like, you probably don't. I feel like you guys feel like you don't give yourself enough of a break. And you need to slow down. And you need to look around at your life and realize that everything you have is okay. There's no wrong or right. You're okay. You're moving at your own pace and what's best for you. This is what's best for you. If someone tries to tell you otherwise, I'll be like, I'm doing the best that I can for myself. If you want to move faster than me, that's fine. Slower than me, that's fine. I'm doing the best that I need to do for myself. So I don't really need anybody else to tell me what to do with my life. It's your life. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad that things didn't pan out the way that you wanted to. And, slow down and give yourself a break. Because I don't feel like you guys gave yourself a break. Because you're so focused on meeting goals that you don't ever pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your health. Pay attention, and really consider what would actually make you happy. Because these goals, I feel like, are burdensome to you. They stress you out. And that's why you're stressed out now, is because they haven't come to you in the way that you would like them, and you're just stressed out. Be easy on yourself. Know that things come when they need to come in your life. Right now, you don't need to be doing the stuff that other people are doing. You need to do what's best for your life. And that's all I'm getting for pile number 4. I come out with pick-a-cards every week. I'm a fairly new channel, so I do take suggestions. And I do personalized readings. If you just hit me up at my email, I'm going to be putting it in the description box. Just let me know what type of reading you get, because I know other people, they like very different things, so I want to be customizable to my audience. And I just want to know if this please let me know if this resonates with you, and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. Thank you guys, and see you next time.